Okay, this one's going to rattle the royal gates. What if Meghan Markle, yes, that Meghan Markle, never actually gave birth to her children? Sound crazy? Her own family just dropped some seriously explosive claims, and when you connect the dots, ooh, it's not just weird, it's royally suspicious. So here's what's got the internet whispering like it's the Tower of London. Meghan Markle's own father, Thomas Markle, publicly stated she froze her eggs years ago, before she even met Prince Harry. And it gets worse. Her brother then claimed she had a hysterectomy afterward. If that's true, it completely unravels the image of the Duchess as a hands-on royal mom. Now rewind to her first marriage with producer Trevor Engelson. The timeline? Sketchy. If the procedure happened during that era, how do we explain the two royal babies, Archie and Lilibet, years later? And look, this isn't some shady online forum chatter. These are statements from her family, people who knew her before the spotlight. Let's talk logistics. Egg freezing isn't cheap, not even by Hollywood standards. We're talking $8,000 to $9,000 a month just for long-term storage. Multiply that by years, that's six figures. And back then, Meghan was pulling in about $7,000 per episode on Suits, and she wasn't even in every episode. Out of 108 episodes, her total screen time? Just 138 minutes. That's blink and you'll miss it energy. So, could she even afford to keep those eggs stored? If not, and if she truly had a hysterectomy, where did the kids come from? Here's where it gets eerie. People started noticing how rarely Meghan displays normal mom energy. No candid moments, no real public affection, no oops, my kid threw up on me vibe. Every time the kids appear, it feels choreographed, controlled. At Disneyland, one child looked very different from one day to the next. Different child, different lighting, people aren't sure, but they are suspicious. Then there's the infamous moon bump video. Meghan walking around during the pandemic in a hospital with what many called a visibly shifting fake baby belly. Yeah, that's not just eyebrow raising. It potentially violates hospital policy. When Meghan speaks about her children, people say there's a strange emotional disconnect. No warmth, no spark, just script reading. Even her dad noticed it. He said she's changed. That the warm, loving daughter he knew is gone. And it's not just him. Interviews, documentaries, appearances. The pattern is always the same. The vibe doesn't match the narrative. Now let's talk receipts. No hospital confirmations, no birth records with third-party witnesses, not even one unfiltered paparazzi shot of Meghan visibly pregnant. Not one. You mean to tell me the world's most talked about couple escaped every lens in LA and London? People analyzed her bump footage frame by frame, and what they saw looked more like foam padding than a baby belly. If there was a surrogate, cool, just say it. But if there's been a calculated cover-up, that's a whole different scandal. Then there's the legal weirdness. At one point, Meghan's royal title was reportedly removed and then added back on her child's birth certificate. US law doesn't even recognize royal titles in legal names. So how did this slip through? Insiders say even immigration officials got involved. There were whispers that King Charles was contacted directly to clarify. That doesn't happen unless things are really off. And Harry? Not just playing along, he's doubling down, still demanding HRH titles for both kids, even after the Queen herself supposedly said no titles for non-working royals. Yet somehow, he got his way. So why go through all this trouble? One theory stands out: power, permanence, PR leverage. Two kids born into royalty, with titles, means Meghan stays forever tied to the firm. Not in name, but in influence. That's legacy. That's brand equity. But when you start to question if the whole thing was staged, the emotionless body language, the handlers, the kids that never quite seem consistent, it shifts from a fairy tale to a Netflix thriller. And Harry, he's right there with her. A man who said he hated the press now seems to masterfully manipulate it. At some point, even the most loyal fans will have to stop and ask, Are we watching a love story or a masterclass in deception? The royal family says nothing. The press stays quiet. But silence, my friends, is a statement. This could be one of the biggest image cons in royal history. And the scariest part? Everyone might be in on it. So, what do you believe? Is this just wild speculation, or is something way deeper being covered up? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read everything. Smash that like button if this gave you chills. And don't forget to subscribe for more like this one. Because in the world of fame and crowns, nothing is ever what it seems.